look at how climate change is fueling more powerful storms.
We see that when those climate models are run in the future with those higher greenhouse gas concentrations, we see more extreme events of certain types.
Ida's powerful winds and the massive destruction path is urging us, of course, to examine how climate change is fueling these superstorms.
Oh, really? Not so fast. According to research from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the dramatic reductions in air pollution in North America and Europe during the past 40 years is likely responsible for the steep increase in the number of hurricanes in the Atlantic. The research also shows that in Asia, where pollution has increased, there have been hurricanes. Joining me now is Steve Milloy, former Trump EPA transition member and founder of JunkScience.com, as well as Charlie Hurt, Fox News contributor and Washington Times opinion editor. Steve, whenever science and facts get in the way, the left kind of change their messaging. What's going on here?
Well, I don't know. This is a crazy study. It's not very good science, and it's even bad propaganda, because what it basically says is that EPA regulations, wind turbines and solar panels and EVs cause hurricanes. That seems to be off message for them.
Well, why? Why would this come out?
I don't know. I think that they think that we're all so stupid we'll just believe anything. I mean, the study makes no sense.
Did you read how it was actually conducted? Did you actually?
Yeah, well, they just went back in time and did some cherry-picked data, did correlations, and came up with this. I don't even know what the point of the study is, because it doesn't really match with any of their goals. It's not very good science. It's not really science at all. It's junk science. Science would be to use the data they had and make predictions about the future, but they're not really doing that. They just want to draw conclusions now. The most active hurricane period in the United States was from 1772 to 1780 during the Revolutionary War, before cheeseburgers, SUVs, coal plants, and where were all the hurricanes? Well, the hurricanes were there, but now they're not. So the study really makes no sense.
Charlie, we had a lot going on Capitol Hill with the EPA administrator, Gina Raimondo, speaking out about what your kids should be doing and worried about. Watch.
We believe climate change is an existential threat. So, children won't forget about clothes on their back. They're not going to be able to have a life if we don't deal with climate change.
Well, my constituents can't forget about the need to put clothes on their kids' back right now.
Charlie, they continue to kind of pour money anywhere and everywhere, but into the struggling pockets of Americans.
Yeah, because this is their religion. And of course, the reason it is their religion is because no matter what the problem is, the solution is always the same. The solution is to send more money to Washington and to give bureaucrats in Washington more power. And that's what that's the purpose of the religion. And that's why whether this study is idiotic or not, or whether it actually makes sense and that the cleaner air is causing more hurricanes, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. They're going to find a way to use all of it to convince people to send more money to Washington and give more power to bureaucrats in Washington.
Now, Steve, as gas prices, oil prices are soaring, the Biden administration announced yesterday that they're going to cancel these oil and gas leases.
Right.
Critical oil and gas leases in Alaska and in the Gulf. And at this point, Tim Kaine, he's actually responding. Watch.
It strikes me, if we're the largest energy producer in the world, and we know that at least transitionally our European allies need energy from sources other than Russia, that us going to Saudi Arabia and say, please produce more energy when we're not willing to do it ourselves, I just don't get it. I think, I don't know that there's a coherent strategy.
The Democrat. He saw that Glenn Youngkin win in Virginia, and suddenly we got Tim Kaine is making sense here. Steve, this was true sabotage of the American economy.
Oh, sure. I mean, Joe Biden said that he was doing everything he could to lower gas prices, and he has done the exact opposite.
That was a lie.
That was a lie. He's done the exact opposite. Not only did he cancel his leases this week, but he's actually in federal appellate court arguing that he doesn't have to do any more leasing because of climate change. So, and you throw in the rollback of the Trump reforms of National Environmental Policy Act and everything else, all the pipeline problems. They're trying to cancel, or they want to be able to cancel pipelines because of climate. He's doing everything he can to discourage oil production.
And what do you make of the Democrat revolt, Charlie, on this? They're obviously seeing what everyone else is seeing and feeling. The consumers are extremely
absolutely.
upset.
Yeah, whether it's inflation or the fact that gas prices have skyrocketed yet again. They're back to their highest levels. They're over $4 a gallon. That's a cheap gallon of gas today. And they're looking at the fact that the entire war in Ukraine was entirely caused by the fact that Joe Biden decided to destroy America's energy independence, which made Vladimir Putin rich enough to invade Ukraine.
All right, Steve and Charlie, great to see you both. Our Wits End segment